Shalom, shalom, shalom. Okay. So first and foremost, I'm going to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, 𝐤𝐄𐄏, 𝐤𝐿𝐿. I want to give double honors unto the apostles and the elders of great millstone who taught us His truth and who do rule well. Also want to say peace, blessings, and salutations unto the sincere brothers pushing this truth with all sincerity. All right. Through the four corners of the earth, giving all diligence to assure their calling of election. Alright. So this will actually be a post-camp in transit. Because, you know, I was thinking, you know, about what the brothers were ending off the camp with, you know, and ultimately that's about being converted, right? Being, you know, the ultimate, the true baptism being by the way of the Spirit, right? John laid the path, right? So if you will, for Yahushua to enter in and take over, right? And John was baptizing by the way of water, you know, but Yahushua, the true baptism is by the way of the Holy Spirit, right? And it's basically about being converted, man, right? You can read Romans 12, okay? I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies as a living sacrifice, you know, acceptable, you know, unto Yahweh, which is a reasonable service, that ye be converted by the renewing of your mind, okay, or Salakia, that ye be transformed by the renewing of your mind, proving that which is good, the will of Yahweh. Roughly paraphrasing. I mean, obviously I'm driving, but, you know, mentally you got to be converted, man. You have to truly have that vision to see the errors of your ways that you know, that you once were in or that you are in, you know, if any newcomers, you know. Because the thing about it is, man, all right, it's that straight gate, okay? Scripture talks about enduring hardness as a good soldier of Hamashiach Yahushua, fighting that good fight, right? Which is not just against all the things surrounding us in this wicked environment, right? All the things that will come with that, but also, you know, fighting yourself, man. Fighting the flesh, you know? Because the flesh and the spirit are contrary to one another. Anybody who's out here just feeding the flesh all the time, their spirit has shriveled up, and you know, they're ultimately in the congregation of the dead, man. They're spiritually dead. They're just zombies walking around. But for those of, you know, like Scripture says, man, let us walk in the Spirit. You know, we have to remain in the Spirit, right? Putting off the flesh, okay. And best believe it's easier to do one than the other. But ultimately, you know, it's kind of like I made mention of, that spirit, all right, for the man who, or the woman who feeds the carnal side all day, every day, the spirit has shriveled up. Well, likewise, if you're doing nothing but feeding the spirit 24/7, okay, to the best of your abilities, all right, the carnal things, all right, shrivel up as well, man, and they become a lot easier to put off, you know. And we struggle certain days. Don't get me wrong. Okay, we might have weeks where we feel like it's, man, this was a tough week. You know, it was hard to get through. But again, fighting that good fight of faith, man. Enduring hardness, right? Sirach 2 and 1 says, what? My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. You know, and the word heart in the Hebrew being la'ab, which means mind, okay? Get your mind right. Set your mind right. Right? And that's how, being conformed to the Scriptures, man. Alright? Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, you know? With a Coke and a smile, as I like to say. You know, of course, we don't really do sodas, but you get the point, man. Symbolically. Alright? Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. And be patient when thou art changed to a lower state, right? Because in the first chapter of James, you know, it talks about you know, patience worketh they are, you know, truly being conformed into the word, man, you know. And like the elder made mention of, you know, it's like the elder made mention of, it's like losing my train of thought, fucking with this damn cruise control. God, I lost my train of thought. But ultimately, I bring all this up, you know. I know I'm kind of just rambling on, but that's what this is, in transit, okay? I bring all this up because you had an individual, or an Issacharite, who came up to the camp. And, you know, he was inquiring, he had some sort of knowledge, you know, he was like, Issachar, what y'all know about that, you know? He's standing there, okay, so he knew he was an Israelite, right? He said he's been, you know, we brought up how Christopher Columbus came over here with Hebrew translators and whatnot, because we didn't originally speak Spanish, we spoke Hebrew, okay? The Native Americans and so-called Latinos, right? The Aztecs, Mayans, Incas, Taínos, okay? So on and so forth. You know, we didn't start off with that, but so he had some knowledge, okay? But the thing is, I peeped this. I don't know if any of the other brothers did. They probably did, but I peeped this. He was smoking an e-cig. I saw him hit it once, okay? You know, the little electronic cigarettes, okay? And he told us he was, you know, he's making a movie, you know, something about Warner Brothers, you know, someone from Warner Brothers, you know, gave them a budget, basically, a lot of, you know, this, that, and third. But ultimately, man, you know, could you imagine, you know, if we bring out, you know, that they're not supposed to be smoking, and the female, the woman that he was with, you know, and it's not, I mean, she was dressed, you know, how women in today's society dress, you know, and she was just talking to all types of brothers, you know. So point being, there's a certain way in which we're supposed to be carrying ourselves, man. It's not just knowing you're an Israelite. As me and the brother 𝐤𝐄𝐅 always like to say, man, just because you have knowledge of self doesn't mean you're in the truth, man. And it's beautiful because the elder was going into how knowledge doesn't equate wisdom. Applied knowledge is equated to wisdom. And he made the mention of how, you know, you can know that a red stoplight means to stop, and a green stoplight means to go. Okay, you may know that, but if you go on a red stoplight and you get hit at the intersection, you know, he made a different analogy, but hey, it goes the same, you know. You got to apply that knowledge, you know. You got to be converted, man, through the Spirit. This really has to resonate with you on a deep spiritual level, man. There's no other way around it. You can't pretend, and even if there are pretenders out there, you know, it's not going to last forever, okay? It won't last forever. So point being, man, I think the point was made, you know, being converted, man, being truly immersed in what it means to be a follower of Hamashiach Yahushai. Because these Christians, they'll say that, man. They'll say they're followers of quote-unquote Christ. But you're not doing none of the works that he did, man. What are you talking about? They know maybe 3 or 4 scriptures that they go to, all right? You know, God so loved the world, okay? Whosoever believeth, you know, this, that, and third. They stick to those because that's what their whole premise, if I'm using the right word, that's what their whole premise is built around, so they can continue on living the lifestyle that they want to live. As long as I go to church on Sunday, as long as I, you know, pay tithes, and yeah, I'm still going to tell you the law's done away with. You know, it's just a whole bunch of contradictory things in Christian church, man, modern day Christianity today. You know, so we're not supposed to be like that, man. Hypocrites, you know. We're supposed to be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving our own selves, man. And that's what these people do. They're deceiving themselves, right? You got to go through the straight gate, man. All right? It ain't an 𐤄𐄅𐤔�, alright, the sincere brothers, the 𐤄𐅄, the sincere sisters, alright, the few that do listen and are getting in order, alright, to the believers in general, man, you know, it's really important that you put on as that new man, not just sometimes, but all the time, having that integrity behind closed doors, okay? Remember, man, this, I mean, you can't stress the importance of it enough, man, okay? But anyways, man, just a quick, like I said, post-camp in transit, alright? Lord's will, I'll keep doing these, you know, whenever the Spirit allows, but it's not just about knowing that you're Israel, man. Okay, now what? You gotta apply the scriptures to your life, man. Alright? That's wisdom. Alright? It is Wisdom of Solomon 7, and I believe like the second, maybe third to last verse in that chapter says, 𝐤𝐿𝐴 loveth none but he that dwelleth with wisdom. Okay? So with that, I want to end it off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, 𝐻aShem 𝐻aShai, 𝐻aShem I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh 𝐻aShem 𝐻aShai, and who do who will. Also want to say peace, blessings, and salutations and to the sincere brothers pushing this work through the four corners of the earth with all truth and sincerity, that are giving all diligence to ensure their calling of election, right? Coming with the proper names, Yahweh, 𝐻aShai, right? To the sincere 𝐤𝐄𝐅𝐿, the sincere believers, to you I say shalom as well.